Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
I hate to refer to this episode of the CBS Radio Workshop as science fiction. I hope it is not a look at the future that we're going to end up seeing. This episode is entitled The Long Way Home. Hopefully a look at a future that never will be. May 12th, 1957.
Pick 'em up, you critters. Pick 'em up. Horses pulling tanks and trucks.
Johnny, you have a cigarette for me?
One of those Canadians is all.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Me too, Johnny.
Sure.
What this town we come to, Sargento?
I don't know for sure, Domingo. Newark, New Jersey, if I remember my geography.
Newark, New Jersey.
I never hear of such a place.
Well, it's just south of where New York used to be. Pretty big town. Or used to be.
The CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind. Today, The Long Way Home, a glimpse of a future we trust will never happen. A story of the fate of men to whom it is given to do what they have to do, with or without understanding, but with patience, goodwill, and a sense of comradeship.
Hey, Ruski, you know that was a German song when I was fighting in North Africa 30 years ago?
Every army take it over. Like every army take up song in every war. Let me play you other one from First World War. I think we learned this from Avstrici, but many soldiers still sing it in Spanish War. I know. My father was airplane mechanic there.
Say, I hear that. My old man, he served in the United States Army in 1917. He was Cubano like me, of course, but he want to fight Alemans.
Germanskis, everybody want to fight them. Let me play you a song from Second Big War. This one is Russian. I think you all know.
Oh, sure. I heard that one when I was a real little kid.
Yeah, Chip, old boy, you come and look after this stew and let me borrow that lip organ for a minute. I'll give you a really spirited old army tune.
Right, sir.
This one practically took the world, as our armies haven't been doing for some time now, I'm afraid.
We know that.
Oh, everybody do. No, I also. From my papa's, he fight in First War also.
Tits, hot!
There goes that stew. First stop meal I might have had in 3 days.
Ничего. His army, товарищ. Always the same.
The mayor of Newark to see the general. Sergeant, a squad next to headquarters. Tight.
Guess he means you, Johnny.
Sergeant Johnson, 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, 2070 Infantry reporting, sir.
Report to General Clarkson that Mayor Collins is calling with technical experts.
Yes, sir.
All others, as you were.
Good. I play music for Mayor to go to terrible fate.
What fate?
We talk with Big General. What color eyes Mayor have?
How I know?
Never mind. Maybe dark.
Look here, Mr. Mayor.
We know you have your problems, but we have worse ones. We have reliable information that an enemy force will attempt a landing somewhere around Cape May within 2 or 3 days. We've got to stop that.
Whose force, may I ask, General Clarkson?
How am I supposed to know by all the knobby knees in New Jersey? Our intelligence says it's probably General Wolfe with his Germans.
Germans, General?
Or whatever he's got now. But even if they're outer Tibetans, I can tell you we're in for a rough time. And so will you and your people be, Mr. Mayor, if we can't stop them from landing.
I'm sorry, General, but I still don't see how we are involved. We are a community of civilians.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Civilian, you have the good fortune to be the head of one of the few cities in the world that has at least some serviceable walls left. Now, I know Wolfe. I've fought him before. And if Wolfe makes a landing here in New Jersey, you not only will have none of your walls left, but no people either. Mr. Mayor, we know that you've got gasoline stored underground somewhere around here, and we need gas.
You'll make it sound grim, General.
It will be grim, believe me.
Perhaps so, but what do you want me to do about it?
Lord knows we've got few enough tanks left, but even those we have are useless without gas. And if we can't get gas for our trucks to bring up the supplies that we have left, or those we can squeeze out of communities like yours, Mr. Mayor, why, man, we'd be just plain helpless.
Let me ask you one question, General.
Sure, fire away.
Whom are you fighting and why?
Whom? Why, anybody who's fighting us, of course. Anybody. Why? Well, I suppose I have to admit I don't really know too much about that part of it myself, but... Because I'm a soldier, I suppose. Because my government ordered me to.
But we have hardly any government left, General. When were you last in touch with anything one could call the government of the United States of America?
Well...
Exactly, General. But I tell you what I'll do. I'll turn one of our gas reservoirs over to you and let you do with it whatever you want. And I'll throw in a bonus on one condition.
That's too much, sir. Who are you to make conditions to the commanding officer of an army of your own government?
About the government, I wouldn't know, General. I haven't heard anything from them for a pretty long time. Concerning your army, I'm not so sure whether it should be considered an army of the United States or just General Clarkson's army.
No.
There have been I don't know how many dozens of armies like yours wandering around the world these last few years, clawing at each other and pushing each other back and forth across the earth.
Yeah. All right. What's your condition?
That you get your troops out tomorrow morning.
Well, that one I can accept. We have an appointment around Cape May anyway, if we can get your gasoline, that is.
Well, don't let the difference in our points of view mislead you, General. We naturally wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. You mentioned a bonus.
Yes, it's something your intelligence apparently missed. Just before this whole mess started, the government enlarged a few of the natural caves in the foothills west of here and stored some airplanes there. There are about 5 or 6 left.
Airplanes?
I don't know how modern you'd consider them.
Modern? Modern? Man, what does that matter when there hasn't been a factory on the face of the earth producing anything at all for years? I don't even know if I'd still recognize an airplane anymore.
Well, they're yours, together with the gas, if your army leaves in the morning.
Mr. Mayor, you got a deal. Now we'll at least have a chance against that wolf.
Hold it a minute, soldier. There's a couple of folks here.
Civilians.
Cool, they're wearing decent clothes, too.
What can I do for you, sir? And ma'am?
Mr. and Mrs. William Harrison Taylor, young man.
Sir?
I ain't no sir, ma'am. Just a sergeant.
Well, Sergeant,
The
then.
sergeants run army, lady. Never mind, sir.
Except General, maybe.
All right, shut up, you two. Yes, ma'am?
Well, you'll have to forgive an old lady's curiosity, but it's been so long since we've heard anything about what is going on. We would have liked to have brought something for you and your men.
Oh, there wouldn't have been any call for that, ma'am. The Army still takes pretty good care of us. He means we take good care. Don't mind them, ma'am. They're just road happy. Men get a little silly after marching a long time.
You mean marching too long, Sergeant?
I wouldn't know, sir. We go where we have to go.
But it's pretty far sometime, Johnny.
You talk. You come only from Cuba. Me, I come all the way from Korea.
So it's saying there's 8,000 miles of water between Melbourne and even the west coast of this blooming continent.
Madam, permit a man to speak among children. Me, I come from Omsk. From Omsk? That is in Siberia. It is half around the world.
Say, Sergeant, What kind of an army is this, anyway? I thought it was American.
Oh, it is that, sir. General Clarkson's army.
But all those foreigners...
Well, sir, in a war like this, you can't take too much account of nationalities. Now, Ivan, the Ruski here, we picked him up in Alaska after that big fight we had up there. His own outfit was just about wiped out. Well, he didn't have no place to go, so he joined up with us. And Sen here, he says he's a Korean. Seems he came over with that army that invaded California under General Yamento a couple of years ago. But he got lost in the hills. He had no way to get home. So he kept wandering around, and we picked him up when we got pushed back through Washington State by those Mohammedans of General Abdel Ali.
Me, I joined up with these chaps in Canada after my own brigade was wiped out. Where else would a man go these days?
Me, I believe in freedom.
And me, I reckon I just like fighting.
I have to repeat my question, young man. Is this supposed to be an American army?
Why, sure it is, sir. Our commanding officer is General Clarkson in that tent over there.
But, Sergeant...
Never mind, William. The government undoubtedly has its reasons.
Government? There is no government that I've heard from, at least. Not even about taxes.
Don't fuss now, William. Sergeant.
Yes, ma'am?
Do you happen to be free from duty tonight?
As far as I know, ma'am. Unless we get orders to move out.
Well, our apartment is below street level, and so we still have a fairly decent place to live in. That last rocket did shake the plaster off the ceiling. But it's warm and quite comfortable, and we have a little store of tea left over.
Tea? As a matter of fact, Mother, I even think there are a few bottles of beer. Home brew, of course.
Beer?
Cerveza?
What? Beer, you dope people! Zaman, shut you! Great day!
May 12th, 1957, the CBS Radio Workshop on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. A wise man said, "I don't know what weapons we'll be fighting World War III with, but we do know what we'll be fighting World War IV with. Sticks and stones." CBS Radio Workshop, The Long Way Home, May 12th, 1957.
Stow it, Ruski. Can't you stop playing that tinkle box even while you're breaking your legs in this rubble?
You don't like music when we go to party?
Yeah, but we're not going to Kentucky. You could be carrying a squirt gun over that shoulder.
I got two shoulders, Chief. One for gun, one for balalaika.
Kentucky, where it is?
Never mind, Carver. They ain't had a war there in 100 years.
Somebody sure beat up this town, though.
You say that after we go through Chicago, Detroit, Toledo?
Oh, look the same.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Sen. Hold it, guys. I think this is the place. Oh. Why, miss, we were looking for Mr. and Mrs. Taylor. We were invited.
You're expected, too. Please come in.
Oh, thank you, miss. We didn't know.
Look at our fellow. Rabel has found himself a little mink.
Oh, come on. Shut up with that.
And there I was, Mrs. Taylor, sitting in that bloody tree with that bloody spear pinning me bloody thigh to the bloody trunk. And all in this so-called atomic age.
Is X, Tovarish?
X what, Ruski?
Ex-atomic, Tovarish. Is no more factories, no more atomics.
Gracias a Dios.
Might even live longer this way.
I wouldn't count on too much, Cove.
Why can't? We don't get paid anyway.
Oh, stash it, Ruski.
That reminds me of a fellow I served with in the Second World War. Well, we had just landed on this island. But I guess he got himself lost or something. And the next thing you know, after we take this village, there he is sitting on this throne with 4 bodyguards with spears and a piece of wine.
More tea, Sergeant?
Oh, thanks, miss. My name is John.
He's Johnny. Johnny Johns.
Mine is Martha. Martha Waycross.
Waycross?
I'm only taken over. Mother and Dad, Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, that is, they found me at the intersection of Broad Street and the highway to Red Bank after that first awful bombing. I was only about 7 then.
Your parents gone?
I really don't know. I'd forgotten my name from the shock or something. So when Mother and Dad registered me as their takeover, they put me down as Waycross. What are you looking so strange about?
I don't know. You make me think of something. Make me smell it, even.
Smell what?
I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Where do you come from, Sergeant?
Come from? Oh, South Dakota originally. Black Hills country.
And have you been home recently?
No, ma'am. Not since I joined up 7 years ago.
You haven't been back since?
Well, no. I figured this time when we got chased off the West Coast, I'd get a chance to stop by the farm, see what's left of my family, and the railway wasn't running, so they sent us across through Canada.
I don't know whether you're aware of it, children, but there's a beautiful full moon outside.
Children? Oh, I also am a child.
Would you like to go out and look at the moon, Martha?
Yes, Johnny.
How about another bottle of beer, gentlemen?
You are a gentleman, Mr. Tyler.
Beer.
Johnny, what are you thinking about?
I just figured out what you reminded me of before.
Something nice, I hope.
Oh, yeah. Real nice. I don't know if I can say it right, but it had something to do with when I was a kid back home on the farm. It'd be the sun and the bright blue sky in the summer, the smell of the green grass and the wheat and the corn. My mother would be in the kitchen usually, cooking up something good. And always in the summer, there'd be that warm breeze in my face and hair.
What's that?
Huh? That noise? Gosh, I hope it's the reinforcements we've been waiting for. General Bob Smith's outfit. I reckon we sure enough are moving out now.
The planes themselves are okay, sir.
Huh?
Our mechanics can't find a thing wrong with them.
So what is wrong?
I don't know, sir. They just don't handle right.
Will they fly at all?
After a fashion, sir.
Well, maybe that's enough of a margin. If Smith has some ammunition, that is. We'll need everything we can lay our hands on to stop that wolf.
Johnny, are you as lonesome for home as you sound?
Lonesome for home? Home, that's the Army, Martha. And lonesome, how could I be lonesome? I've been in this outfit since I was 14. Now, you're giving me an idea, though.
I hope this one is nice, too.
Heard it from a fella I went to school with. He went back home last year. He told me there are some folks that have moved into some of those caves in the hills, right near where I was raised. And they're collecting all kinds of things.
Sounds wonderful.
Seems there was a saint once in Italy or somewhere. Saint Benedict, I think. And he collected all the stuff he could find when they had a lot of wars over there, just to save the old inventions and ideas. Civilization, I guess. Well, those people back home are trying to do the same thing.
Johnny, are you thinking of going back to join them?
Well, now, Martha, the man had himself a good woman. I don't owe the Army any time anymore.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, you delivered the planes, all right. And you turned over that gasoline to us, but the two just don't work together.
Huh?
The planes won't run on that gas the way they should, neither will our tanks and trucks.
I'm sorry, General, but that's not our fault. The stuff hasn't been touched since it was pumped into the reservoir 15 years ago.
15 years? That's no wonder.
What's the matter, General?
Do you know what evaporation and condensation in an underground tank can do to gasoline in 15 years? I only hope the stuff is good for one mission at least.
You did pass through New York on your way here.
Rather.
Say, what's it look like? We haven't heard from anyone who's been through there for years.
New York? Oh, kaput!
It's true, sir. There ain't anything left. We had to dig a road through the rubble for our tanks.
Tell me something, Mr.
Corporal Lee, ma'am. Originally of the 5th Australian Division.
Well, Corporal, you're not an American. Why are you here? Why do you fight?
Why, madam, the women have children.
Oh, but that's a woman's role in life.
Well, madam, maybe it's a man's role to fight.
Ha ha! Woman have it, baby. Men, they fight. Is man's life in army.
Well, all I can say, Bob, is I'm glad you got here. I have a hunch this wolf is going to be pretty tough to lick. He wouldn't risk a landing if he didn't think he was pretty well fixed.
Where do you think he'll hit us?
G2 says around Cape May. Makes sense, too. Well, you got here just in time, Bob. The mayor of this junk heap made me swear we'd move out in the morning.
What do you mean, made you?
Oh, heck, he had some gas stored underground from before the war.
From May 12th, 1957, the CBS Radio Workshop and The Long Way Home. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these messages from your favorite radio station. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of The Long Way Home, an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop, May 12th, 1957.
Few planes hidden in those caves, and so we made a deal. Now, it turns out, of course, that the gas is full of water and the planes practically refuse to fly on it. Still, you know the old saw, beggars can't be choosers.
I'd have shot the so-and-so.
I thought of it, but how would I have found those supplies of his? What do you got left?
Not much. 5 tanks, M84s and 86s, about 20 6x6 trucks, a few rocket launchers, enough mortars and artillery for a couple of battalions. I've got about 15,000 men.
Just about a division.
Yeah, the way we used to think of it. Now it's an army.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you caught up with us anyway, Bob. I don't know whether even the two of us together will be able to stop that wolf. Still, I suppose we better get ready to push out. Sentry! Have them sound assembly. We're moving out in 2 hours.
Hey, what's that? Hey, you guys, back to camp. Assembly sounded. Well, Martha, I guess we're moving.
What about those black hills of yours?
Are we moving, Sarge?
Johnny, we go.
You think this is invasion?
Invasion who?
I don't know, you guys, but the bugle gave it on the double. I'm sorry, honey. I guess you see I just can't go home yet.
But you said...
Yeah, I know I did, but I couldn't leave my outfit now, not when the guys are heading for another battle. Might be a real bad one, too.
Johnny.
Don't you go worrying now. Martha, I'll feel a lot better just knowing you're alive. You know that, I reckon. But it just don't seem like there's much time left anymore to do the things people really want to do.
Come on, Sarge.
Adelante! Here you!
Contact! Got it, fast down!
All right, fall in line there, both sides of the road.
Shut up, you!
Guess you'll run for a while.
Come on now, you guys, dress it up. Holiday's over.
At least we got some planes on the side again.
Yes, if enough gasoline.
Gasoline? Oh, who needed gasoline? Got feet?
You like carry things?
Rather fight without tanks, Ruski?
Shut up, you guys. Here's the general.
Looks like 2 of them, rather.
Men of the Clarkson Army, once again, as so be often before, our opportunity has come. As you know, I never keep secrets from you. I tell you frankly, therefore, that this time we're up against the toughest and the smartest opponent many of you have ever faced. General Wolfe and his specialists. Our intelligence tells us that they're planning to land near Cape May tomorrow or the next day. But we have been reinforced by General Bob Smith and his army. So, with faith and confidence, and with the courage and skill which you have shown so often, I know that we will continue to keep this continent safe for our women.
Brother, this
and
one's
our
going to be
children.
rough, I'll wager.
When he talk like that, yes.
Tips hot, right, haste, right step, forward, hard.
Johnny!
Hi, Sarge.
Yeah?
Johnny!
Oh, goodbye, Martha.
The Black Hills! St. Benedict!
Maybe I'll be back. Maybe, Martha.
You've been listening to the CBS Radio Workshop and The Long Way Home, a glimpse of the future we hope will never confront us. Written by Henry E. Fritsch, music arranged by Alexander Steinert, produced and directed in New York by Paul Roberts. William Redfield was heard as Johnny, Danny Acco as Ivan, and Terry Keane as Martha. Others in the cast included Bob Dryden, Joseph Julian, Roger DeKoven, Nat Polan, Leon Janney, Guy Rep, Wendell Holmes, Jack Arthur, and Ruth Tobin.
May 12th, 1957, the CBS Radio Workshop here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the soap opera Claudia, a very soft-spoken and kind show. This particular episode, originally broadcast May 12th, 1948, sounds like a very pleasant day.
Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia, based on the famous play and novels by Rose Franken. Brought to you, transcribed Monday through Friday, by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
Oh, what was that?
The alarm clock.
Coffee, it's too early. The room's still dark.
That's because the blinds are down.
Oh, nonsense. We haven't got any blinds on our windows yet.
Right. These are not our blinds, and they're not our windows.
They're not.
No. Close your mouth and open your eyes, and you'll see what Santa Claus has for you.
Oh, nothing doing. If I open my eyes, I'll wake up. You tell me what he has for me. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
You know, I was dreaming we were asleep on the farm. The sun was shining in the window, and when the alarm clock rang, I dreamt it was a rooster. I'm going back to sleep.
Good. Give my love to the rooster.
David, why don't you reset the alarm for 10 minutes from now? It's still early.
What's the use of 10 more minutes?
Oh, lots of use. Anyway, it won't take you as long to get to the office from here as from Eastbrook. Oh, go on, David. Indulge yourself. Let's sleep another 10 minutes.
All right, just 10 minutes, though. And to make sure it's no more than 10 minutes, I'm going to reset the alarm clock.
That's all I want. 10 minutes.
There.
Ooh. Except I don't think I can.
Can what?
Go back to sleep. You know the trouble with me is that once I'm awake, I'm not asleep anymore.
Come again?
I don't overlap. Once I'm awake, that is that.
Then tell me, how do you like waking up in New York?
I love it, I think.
Don't you miss Eastbrook?
Only when I'm asleep.
Oh.
Actually, my worst suspicions about myself have been confirmed.
They have.
I have a horrible confession to make.
Dare I hear?
You have every right to know. I am a lazy, good-for-nothing David. I love staying here at Julia and Hartley's with butlers and maids and all the rest of it.
Well, you'd be a fool if you didn't.
You don't mind?
I'm delighted.
I bet you knew it about me all the time.
Sure, that's why I married you.
Oh.
I love lazy, good-for-nothings.
David, do you miss Eastbrook?
Me? Oh, I should say not.
You don't?
This is the life for me. I even get 10 more minutes in bed in the morning. Now, what more could anybody ask? You're not fooling? You're really enjoying this?
To the hilt. I feel like on a vacation.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to feel.
Away from housekeeping, cleaning, cooking, carpenters, from all the...
It's as bad as it sounds, darling.
It's wonderful most of the time.
And the rest of the time?
You're home.
Come here. Well, I guess I better get up.
David, I've been trying to tell you, darling, you can't get up.
I can't.
No.
Since when?
Since last night.
But I have to get breakfast.
That's just it.
What is?
You don't have to get breakfast.
Claudia, you didn't.
Now, David. Now, listen, don't get excited. You'll love it for a change. Really, you will.
Go on, say it.
I'm not ashamed. I told Suzanne we would have breakfast in bed. There.
You're kidding, of course.
Why should I be kidding?
Me? Breakfast in bed?
Of course. We're on a vacation, aren't we? You just said so. Now, don't take
darling,
take it back.
I have to get up and shower and get to the office. I haven't got time.
You're on a vacation till after breakfast. You said so. So you will eat in bed and like it. Now, just ring that little bell over there on your night table. Suzanne will know what it means.
I am henpecked.
Of course you are.
The bell has been rung. The rest is silence.
Breakfast on a silver tray with a lacy napkin, fine bone china, and coddled eggs. I love coddled eggs.
Would it be all right for me to coddle over and brush my teeth?
Yes, darling. Go right ahead.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Look, I'm all up and awake. Can't I have my breakfast sitting up at the desk?
You cannot. You get right back into bed this minute. Henpecked.
Hey, where are you going? You can't get up.
I'm going to brush my teeth. Do you mind?
Hey, this is no life for a great big grown man.
What isn't?
This lying around for breakfast in bed.
Why don't you try to enjoy it for once? You afraid that you might?
You are foaming at the mouth.
Answer me.
What are you trying to do, psychoanalyze me?
Answer me. Are you afraid you might enjoy breakfast in bed?
All right. You win. I am afraid.
Ha! That is exactly what I suspected.
And I am beginning to suspect that I married a woman.
Darling, don't say anything important. The water's running and I can't hear you.
You've just missed a deathless remark.
What? Tell me quickly.
I said I am beginning to suspect that I married a woman with female foibles.
Female foibles? Well.
I am disillusioned.
These beds are soft.
You said that already.
It doesn't cost anything to say it again.
Uh-oh. There's breakfast.
Yes. Well, you don't have to sound like the voice of doom about it.
I'll smile. How's this?
Awful. Come in, please.
Smile coming up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Norton.
Good morning, Suzanne.
I bring you breakfast.
What lovely trays. Oh, here, I'll take mine. Coffee smells marvelous.
Wait a minute. Sit up.
Yes. It is better to sit up.
Oh, all right.
Voilà. Now, I give the other tray. Mr. Norton, if you will also sit up.
Very comfortable.
Oh, look at those muffins.
Cook thought you would like.
Tell Cook I love.
Anything I can bring more for you, Mrs. Norton?
Not another thing. Well, thank you, Suzanne.
Just bring when you are ready, and I come.
All right. Well, isn't this nice?
Delightful. My legs will fall asleep.
Oh, they can't.
Why not?
Because mine won't. Mine have a tray on them, too.
Well, your legs are smaller.
That has nothing to do with it. It's the size of the tray that matters.
Well, the fact remains, I already can't feel the big toe on my left foot.
I don't believe you.
Well, can you feel it?
What?
My big toe.
Of course I can't feel your big toe, you dope. It's in your bed halfway across the room. I don't know why I talk to you at all. Drink your orange juice. Killjoy.
Killjoy is here.
I don't care what you think. This is nice, David. Hey, listen, would you mind holding my tray a minute?
What on earth for?
Oh, I want to move my left leg a little.
Oh, I see.
It's not that I'm uncomfortable or anything. I just think I can balance it better if I...
No explanations necessary now.
Let me see now. Oh, I know. If you put your tray on the floor, all you have to do is just reach over and...
Well, maybe I can hold yours and balance mine at the same time.
Be careful.
All right, now.
You look awfully...
Now, hand me your tray.
David, listen, you'll have to be very careful. I poured my coffee
Hand it over.
already.
Hand it over, I said.
All right, there.
Now,
you got it?
Yeah, my tray is balancing
Now, don't
perfectly.
breathe or anything.
Don't breathe.
Here we are. Well, that is better.
What's better?
Ouch, my left leg. Ow!
Is it by any chance waking up? I'm still holding the tray.
Painful thing in the whole world.
Then you admit it.
Admit what?
It was asleep.
I didn't say it. Did I?
No. Now, here, are you ready for your tray back?
Oh, just 1 second more, David. I just want to push this pillow up a little.
Ready or not, here it comes.
Careful. Oh, you gave me a scare.
I think nothing of it. When I was a lad, I juggled 7 loaded trays at one time with the greatest of ease.
That. Now, my egg. Oh, David, see if you can push my pillow just a little more to the right.
There goes my right leg.
Where'd it go?
Sound asleep.
Oh, nonsense. Just wiggle it a little.
I can't with this tray on my lap. Don't worry about it. It's only for another 5 or 10 minutes.
But that's awful.
I've decided to be philosophical about it. If I'm to enjoy breakfast in bed, I'm just not going to complain about it, that's all.
You're right. That's the only way.
That's right.
And I am enjoying it.
I can tell.
Very much.
Good. I'm glad you are.
Oh, this darn pillow keeps...
You better drink your coffee, darling. It'll be cold.
Julia says she has breakfast in bed every day.
Well, bully for Julia. I didn't realize she had so strong a constitution.
And Hartley, too. He has, too. Every morning. In spite of his gallbladder.
The joys of the rich.
Darling, were you serious? How are your legs?
Petrified. So who cares?
Me, I care. Would you like to get up?
Eat breakfast comfortably at a table when I can have it in bed? Why, I should say not.
Oh.
This is so relaxing. I'll be exhausted all day. Upside, there goes your pillow again.
Careful, your tray. David, listen, darling. I wouldn't think you were a quitter if you drank your coffee at the desk. Darling.
Now, deep down, I know you. You're a country girl at heart.
Just because I can't balance a breakfast tray? That doesn't prove anything.
You know, it's funny. But I keep wishing we were back in Connecticut. And I had a small idea that you did, too.
Back in Connecticut? On our lovely farm.
Right.
With Bluff barking, Shakespeare meowing. Where the sun shines early into the bedroom because there aren't any blinds on the window.
Exactly right.
Where breakfast is in spite of electricians and carpenters and trains to catch. Where water runs cold and the lights go out. Where it rains and rains and
rains. You're right. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't prefer it to all this.
You wouldn't?
No.
That's good. David, you are a dope.
A dope? Yes, I guess I was to have bought the farm in the first place.
Darling, take that look off your face. Don't you know yet that I prefer breakfast on the run to breakfast on a tray? And that I'd rather be a farmer's wife than an architect's wife any old day.
Oh, you would, huh?
I would.
Well, I wish I were as sure as you seem to be. You know, you seem to love all of this.
Anybody rich can have all this. I just like it because it's here. But, darling, I've learned that it's a very special gift to wake up with a rooster instead of an alarm clock. Now do you believe me?
Believe you? Here, come here. Come here, farmer's wife.
I'm here.
I'll give you a kiss that'll last as long as that rooster crows.
Mention the word entertaining to some women, and they utter a weary sigh. They figure you have to go to a lot of trouble whenever you have a few people in. Other women have open house all the time. Their families never hesitate to ask friends over without advance warning. In such homes, you'll usually find the refrigerator well stocked with Coca-Cola. Then, all that's needed to make guests welcome is a bottle opener. Ice-cold Coke does the rest. If you want to enjoy a reputation for hospitality easily, order a case of Coke and keep a supply on hand. The family will thank you, and so will your guests.
Oh, Mr. King, maybe you tell me. Was breakfast all right for the Northons?
It was fine when they finally ate it at the desk.
They are a sweet couple. Oh, we enjoy having them in the house.
And they've been enjoying it, too.
They will stay till Friday?
Well, that's what they'd planned, but come tomorrow night, I have an idea they may change their minds.
And where will they go?
To the most logical place in New York. And you'll find out where it is tomorrow. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes, and ice-cold Coca-Cola is everywhere. This broadcast of Claudia was supervised and directed by William Brown Maloney.
Almost every episode of Claudia is available to collectors. Start off by visiting our friend Ted at RadioMemories.com. He supplies shows on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer. Check it out. Very calm, very pleasant shows. RadioMemories.com. RadioMemories.com. Do us a favor and visit our webpage. That's classicradio.stream. That is classicradio.stream. There, you can stream our shows on demand. You can also find a list of places where our shows are available via podcast. You can also find our social media links. You can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. And if you'd like to help us acquire additional classic radio collections, you can buy me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee money helps us acquire those collections. It also helps us maintain our distribution channels. That's at classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. Have yourself a great day. Tell all of your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.